Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another great episode of Corey versus KEA. It's your boy Corey Black.
It's your girl KEA Simone.
Hey, man, it's been a minute, KEA, since we bless these people with our voices.
I know, right? It seemed like forever.
Yeah, man. So, a little bit about me. I did go on a little vacation, you guys. I went to DR, had a great time with great, good friends, man. So, that's where I've been and kind of held things up a little while. But I'm back now, ready to talk to you guys, ready to get in some of these hot topics that's been going on lately. KEA, what's this news been about, man? It's been crazy out here, right?
I don't know. People just out here running mad. I don't know. I just
Man,
need people to grow up.
yeah, yeah. I think across the board, today's conversation is going to be about growing up, maturity. Yeah, so definitely. I think you summed it up pretty well when you said that. So what's been new with you?
Oh, nothing. I just been relaxing, trying to get my life together, but
Okay.
nothing much, Corey.
Yeah, yeah. Know your book on that New York bestsellers. I know that.
So let's go ahead and claim that thing.
I know,
But
right?
I am working on some new material, so
Okay.
trying to get out that funk.
That's good. That's good. If you ever need a character name, Corey sounds amazing. I'm just like,
Corey.
there you go. There you go. So yeah, so man, today's topic, man, we're going to get into it a little bit, but just want to just talk about a few things. Now I do want to talk about my trip real quick before we get started. Get some more people to go come and join it live. Um, it was a guys trip, man. We had a good time, kid. We went out. That was the Presidentes, which was the little cheap beer that you have there. Drinks were good times. The club scene was a little iffy, but it was cool nonetheless, man. Sometimes it's just really about who you're around. You want to be around good people, good spirited people, and that's really what it's all about. You know what I mean? So for that, I did have a good time.
And I totally agree. I always say that it's the company you keep. Anyone that knows me know that I'm very selective about my circle. So, if I'm willing to spend time with you, that means you're just special and that means that you mean something to me. So I don't just spend my time with anyone.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're gonna go ahead and hop into this thing, man. So today, you guys, we're gonna talk about hot topics. Things have been going on while we were away. So some of this stuff may seem a little old to you. Some of it may be new to you, but you haven't heard it from us yet. That's the thing about it. You haven't heard it from us, and because you haven't heard it from us, we know you need that. So that's why we're here. So first and foremost, man, I want to talk about this Roe versus Wade. The Supreme Court Justice of the United States, some kind of way, had a little meeting and made the decision already as far as if they were going to reverse Roe versus Wade. So, kid, let me ask you this: do you have any feelings towards that, one way or another? How do you feel as a woman hearing that?
So it's always political because that was like 50 years ago, like almost like nearly like literally almost 50 years ago. And the lady that, was in the case, basically she said she was raped. She already had two children, she was raped. So it's just like, I'm a very private person. Even when it's like I need a day off of work, I don't need to tell you why I need a vacation day. So something like that, like if it's something that she may not want to share, like, okay, I can only get an abortion if I say I'm raped, or something
Mhm.
bad happened. But I just think it's political because 50 years later, why are we talking about that? But everybody running around here smoking weed,
Yeah,
alcohol is legal. So it's
yeah,
like now you telling a woman if something bad happens, she can't have an abortion.
yeah, man. To me, it just seemed like it's an underlining reason for that. Yeah, it is political. A piece of it is political to me as well. But I feel like there is a target that the government thinks is reaching when it comes to this. And this is just my own 2 cents. Of course, I want to just make sure everybody understands this is my opinion alone. When it comes to Roe v. Wade, I think they're trying to target people of color. The reason why, my thought is that people of color are having sex, and they are out here and they're making babies, and they're making babies that they can't take care of, then it's more of a, okay, I'm pushing you into poverty type situation. So if I push you into poverty as a woman, then I have that man making those child support payments, pushes him into poverty. I think it's an agenda to it. I think it's an agenda to it. And again, these are just my thoughts on it. I'm not saying that I'm right, not saying that I'm wrong, just sharing my thoughts with you guys. So what do you think? Do you think it's something deeper than what's on the surface? Or do you feel like it's just they don't want it, they want to control everything and control the minds of women?
I mean, like you said, it's always something deeper. I always tell people, I said, when the news, when we paying attention to Kanye or something is not relevant, it's something deeper going on behind the scenes. So with this, we will never know exactly what the intent is, and there's several players involved, so we will, truly never know. But I would think that if that was the case, like let the people have abortions. So if you want to wipe out, African Americans, let them go and have abortions.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just think, like I said, it's another control thing. Like I said, where you're asking for too much information. When your medical records, when you go to the doctor, it's supposed to be, private, confidential. So now I have to, explain why I need this abortion.
Mm-hmm. And it's like they're slowly taking the power away from women. Like this may just very well be the first step. So, the question comes up as, okay, now with this being the first step, how is there a way where we can say, all right, if this goes through, don't try anything else. Don't keep going for women. Don't keep attacking women. So as a man, that wants to speak up for a woman, it's like trying to understand what that place is and how that looks is difficult as a man.
But see, all that's gonna do is cause people to do those back alley abortions like they was doing back in the day. Now you got people dying on tables or somewhere they don't have no business. So it's like, why are you taking these rights away? Because just like I said with the whole, alcohol, before alcohol became legal, people were risking their lives, going from Canada, from Detroit on a sheet of ice. Like really, it was that serious. So, all you're doing is causing people at any means necessary to go other routes.
I agree, because if you want something done, you're gonna get it done. If you have to go to another country, you're gonna
It's,
get it done. Another state, you're gonna get it done. So I just don't understand that. So if not all 50 states are going to accept this, and there's still a way for people to still get this done, why make it that much harder for them to do it?
yeah,
That's
I was trying to get understand. I was like, why is it only 22 states? Like,
yeah, yeah.
what's up with the other states? Like, okay, so I go visit, someone else in another state. Do I have to get some new ID? What? Like, explain it to me how.
Yeah, yeah, and it's a little bit of deflection too, because it's not so much focused now on the outcome of what they came up with. Like when they deliberated before the case even was put in front of them, they already made their decision. The world's not really even talking about that as much as the fact of it being a possible leak. Like who in the law, was it a law clerk that leaked it? Who actually leaked um, the outcome, the judge's outcome? So that's a big topic as well. So I think that's a deflection. Like if it's out there, it's out there. We can find out who leaked it later. But the important thing at hand now is, okay, you guys are trying to overturn something that's been in place, like you said, 50, 70 years. It's been a minute. Um, so yeah, I just don't get it. I just don't understand it.
But my thing is, what's next? So you know how, like what you said earlier, you do one thing and then you get away with it, and then next, what's going to be next? You know, what's going to be next? Like, what extent are you going to take your next reversal of laws or whatever?
Yep.
You're gonna be like, okay, let's separate. It's segregation again. You never know, like what be on people's minds. So it's
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
of those things. Like, don't let's not go backwards.
Exactly. And that sounds like what's happening. It's like people trying to put their toe in the water to see if it's cold, see if it's warm, see exactly what they can get away with. So again, like getting away with this, overturning Roe v. Wade, who's to say they can't overturn something else? The thing of it is that people have been voting on this Roe v. Wade, and it says 60% of people say that they are pro-choice. So if the majority is saying that, how is it that you come up with the fact with the deliberation, the outcome that it should be overturned? So it's like now it's like it's no longer they're no longer listening to the people. They're making decisions for the people as if the people aren't smart enough to make their own decisions, and that's where the problem lies.
And then the question is, who asked you? Like, did someone say, like, did a situation happen where you're like, okay, well, let's rethink this? It's just like, where did this come from? Like, where did you just say,
Yeah,
sit there, and be like, you know what? Let me dust this off real quick. Let's revisit
right,
this.
right. Okay, we're bored. What can we get into? Oh, Roe v. Wade. Let's tickle this. Let's mess with this. So
Because
you're
there's so
right.
many situations that I could think of, like if you go to the doctor and for whatever reason there may be a medical issue and you don't want to, finish the term of the pregnancy because of medical issues,
Hmm.
um, you should have a choice.
Yeah, definitely should. Definitely should. But again, it's a big political thing, and it's trying to get the understanding of why is it so important to mess with something to taint, you know, an issue that was a non-issue um, for a while now. So, is it when it comes to abortion, like, is it a insurance thing? Like when getting an abortion done, I never been through that experience, but I thought you had to come out of cash for that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think it was something they would cover. So I would think that insurance, or maybe that's the reason why, because insurance is not impacted. The word insurance, if you mess with that word, you can make a lot of changes happen. Somebody, it was noted on TikTok, I believe. It was a young lady on there. She was saying that stop mass murdering of black men and women by police officers, get larger insurance policies, because insurances have to pay out for that. It's affecting that affects the whole world. So it's something interesting about that. But for abortion, I always thought that, I don't know if you know anything or know anyone or whatever with this, but I thought it was like a cash thing, like you had to come out of pocket for it 100%. I didn't think
Well,
insurance had anything to do with it.
if anyone in the audience knows, please share because I don't know.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Um, but even if it was like, I'm sure if, somebody wants an abortion, they'll come up with the money, versus, that long term situation.
Mhm.
So, like, hey, I've heard people say, let's go half on it. So I don't know how it works. Like, do they just not
Yeah,
have a choice? I don't
let's go
know.
half on it. I've heard that too. Let's go half on it. People
We
gotta
got this
understand that.
problem. Let's go half. I
Yeah,
don't know if insurance covers it, but at the end of the day, again, that still should be your option. And
yeah,
then,
yeah.
again, religion and government is two different things. So, if you're trying to say, oh, thou shalt not kill, okay, let God be the judge, because God is a God
Mhm,
of free will. So he gives us free will over everything else. So now
mhm.
what are you coming in here again, not knowing what the situation is?
Absolutely.
Because if
And
I
ladies and
was
gentlemen,
raped or something like that, I don't. That would be a hard one. Like I don't want to sit there and be, nurturing this baby for 9 months, and I know that it's a rapist baby. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a hard
yes,
situation for that woman. That's a hard, for someone that hasn't been through that to try to even
yeah.
consider.
That's definitely a hard pill to swallow. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, Key and I we're discussing Roe v. Wade. We're still discussing hot topics today. So Roe v. Wade is the first topic that we're touching base on. But yeah, Kia. So my understanding is that even if you're raped, it still doesn't count. The only way that you can have an abortion is if the person's life is in danger.
And that's what I'm saying, Corey.
Yeah,
As
it's
a
crazy.
woman, there's certain things, like I said, I've never been raped, never, had an abortion, but
Mhm.
it's certain things that you just be like, like that just you're forcing some basically forcing them to put maybe depression or anything, something worse, for you to have to deal with this situation. You're already dealing with that on top. So it's just like, who are you to force this upon someone?
Yeah. I know it can have lasting effects. So, okay, let's say you have a baby that you don't necessarily, you're not in a position to take care of, right? We're talking about possible poverty if you're not in the right position. Like you said, depression, Could be lead to suicidal thoughts, could lead to suicide as well, because that's a mental, becomes a mental thing at that point. So now it's a mental health issue. So what are you going to do about that? So it may be a trickle down, man. To me, it just doesn't make any sense at all. I try to make sense of it, try to think about it, and see how it can make sense. Not saying it'd be right or wrong, but how it makes sense to even start this. You make a good point, Kia. Like, this came out of nowhere. You know, this came, y'all messed with this out of nowhere. So yeah. So we got some people in the comments today. Let's see. Thank you guys. You missed us. We appreciate that. I know I definitely appreciate it. It's nice to be missed. Appreciate you guys. All right. Trey Mack, you stumbled in. Okay. The room looks
So I think
familiar.
he answered our question. He says most insurances doesn't cover it. It usually cover out of pocket. This is divisive topic, and in my opinion, it shouldn't be pro-choice.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. It's definitely. It seems like that's the goal now, to divide it, and I think anything that was on the Supreme Court justice desk that could be divisive, or that could stir up Congress, that could stir up the Senate, they're going to tamper with it. Like, they'll make mention of it to see, okay, who's paying attention, who's listening to what we have to say, you know, because the fact of them going behind the back and deliberating on it before it even was brought back up shows there's some sneakiness going on. Like, you're not even supposed to do that. You're supposed to hear the case completely, the rebuttal for the case, and then make your deliberation, and then come out with your decision. But they made the decision already. So I think it's just, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. But we're going to move on to our next topic, ladies and gentlemen. Next topic is crazy situations with Johnny Depp and Amber. Okay. Just one name, Amber. Everyone knows that name now. Amber used to be such a pretty name. People used to name their kids Amber. It was so cute. But now, not so much.
Leave Amber alone. She's doing her acting debut of the century.
Man, did you see the TikTok where it said to her something about her dog died, and then she made this face and she started crying, and then
I did not. I'm
people
like,
just started crying. It was
Corey, I can't. It's like it kind of reminded me of like it's not that intense as the OJ trial, but it's like every day you turn it on, it's the Johnny Depp and Amber trial. I'm like,
I know.
I just
When
want to watch the news. I just want to.
listen, I click on YouTube and it's on my YouTube thread. I don't watch them. I don't search for Johnny Depp. I don't search for him, but it pops up on my YouTube. So now it's something that everybody knows about. Um, you can't keep those type of things a secret. But what do you think though? What do you think about her act? Like, what she did? You know, the you know what I'm talking about?
So share with us, Corey, because everybody may not, know. And I really, like I said, be
So,
trying to tune it out because I'm like, what are they doing? Like, first I was like, it's almost like you watching a movie, like in bits and pieces.
yeah, it is definitely a movie. There's times where Johnny Depp is laughing at what's being said at the attorneys. Some of these attorneys, man, as smart as they're supposed to be, they're saying some really, really crazy things, man.
Yeah,
So,
like the lawyer that was doing this, I
yep,
seen that,
yep,
and I was like, why are you so petty?
yeah. All the petty behavior, petty statements, petty behavior, petty testimonies. Yeah, it's just really bad. But what I'm talking about is the big thing that Amber did that people are really been talking about is the fact that she defecated on 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 Johnny Depp's side of the bed. So, in layman terms, she went number two on Johnny Depp's side of the bed. Not while he was in it, of course, but while he wasn't, but just on his side of the bed. Like, how mad can you be with someone? how upset. I don't have that meter in my mind to be that upset with anybody to want to
So
do that.
they're young. You know, not to numbers, they're older. When in younger days you can. Because I remember, Corey, I had a friend, we were in our early 20s, and she was married. And I guess it didn't make sense. So she took her husband's toothbrush and, wiped it between her, cheeks, butt cheeks. But so
Uh,
wait, so I was like, well, if y'all whatever do whatever, it's still the same almost, but whatever.
you said still the same. It
But
is.
she was just like, yeah, we like talking. She's like, yeah, I did. Da, 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 da. I'm like,
Yeah.
violation. But I've never thought about doing
No,
nothing like that, Gloria. Like I said, like pooping on somebody, like, why, Corey, that's gross.
you guys in the audience, man, I want to hear what you guys have to say about this as well. What are your thoughts on Johnny and Amber? Like, I want to expound on that a little bit just to see what you guys think about the whole court situation, the statements, the testimony, all that stuff. What do you think? All right, so Trey Mack, you said I've been hearing weird things about Amber Heard since before that this Johnny Depp situation. She's been nuts, and I mean that. Yeah, a lot of her previous co-stars have been coming out against her too, saying that she's been weird on set, and sometimes it's hard to work with her, and blah blah blah. So yeah, and she comes off a bit weird. Like when you hear her testimony, she does come off a bit weird. Um,
But
said to me, go ahead.
yeah, but it's kind of weird because, like I said, it's like they're making a show of the court. So that's why I say I can't even believe it's real. Like they're playing with candies in the courtroom. Johnny Depp and his lawyer there,
Yeah,
messing with gummy bears while the people talking. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like this can't be real, Corey. I just can't believe it's real. That's what it
yeah,
seems like, a show to me. It's just like
yeah.
every day it's on TMZ, it's on extras, on whenever I turn the TV on, it's there. And it's like, why is it just taking so much airtime? Johnny Depp, like I didn't even know he was popping like that prior to this.
Yeah, what's going to put the stamp on it is the outcome, the ruling. You know, you pay attention to that, and then you'll know, how real it is, how fake it is, what was the point of it. Because to me, it does seem like another distraction. Like what's going on is another distraction. But I think it's a distraction because a lot of states, a lot of places around the U.S., they're voting this month. They're voting for Congress. They're voting for a couple of very key seats. So if they have us glued at home watching B and Amber, then we'll forget the fact that we need to go out here and vote. So let that be a message to anyone who's watching, listening. Find out if you have any seats in your city, your town, that you need to go and vote for this month because it's important. These are the seats that are really, really important. We got to vote not just for the president of the United States. We got to vote for these smaller seats as well. Congress and Senate, they definitely matter. So you guys get out there and vote. But yeah, so I think it's a distraction, man. I do think it's a distraction.
And
The
I'm glad
fact
you
that
said that.
the fact that Johnny Depp sits there and laughs during this his court appearance, that's supposed to be a serious situation. You don't who laughs while they're in court? Like, yeah, some definitely don't seem right with him, man. When it comes to that,
Yeah, something wrong with both of them. So, like I said, when people marry, their signs are crazy, Corey. So people don't just get crazy when you marry them or y'all just, break up. You see little signs. They just go all the way crazy when it go left. But like you said, what's something going on?
yeah, yeah. It's not. Yeah, it's I don't get it. I don't get it. Let's see what else we have. Lifetime movie presents what Amber Heard. That's a good one. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. That's just hilarious to me. Lifetime movie presents what Amber Heard. Just that alone is
And then also, women need to be careful. I was just talking to my friend Robin about this. when you're outright lying, women, we do have the power to be manipulative.
Hmm.
Call it what it is. And I just say you gotta be careful because you can ruin people's lives and you ruin it for other people, women that, really, need help. So if she's lying, shame on her. Like I said, I wasn't there, but it's just sad when women, use these platforms to, tear a man down, whether it's black, white, whatever, just period, because you can ruin someone's life.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And this is a testament to everyone. When you're in a relationship, there's the extreme when it comes to love. Hey, I really do love this person. I'll be with this person for the rest of my life, blah, blah, blah. But there's also another extreme. And Amber has shown you guys what that extreme looks like. So, you have a good man, you have a good woman. Make sure you hug them, give them a kiss, thank them for being who they are, because this could be anybody. This could be anyone in this situation. So, yeah, you got to count those blessings when it comes to that. All right. So that was funny, Erica, what Amber heard. Let me see what else we got. Trey, ain't the big one. Her saying that he's a battered husband and no one will believe him because she's a white woman. Now with that's no, sorry. Now that it was wild, triggering, and worrisome. Yeah, yeah. Saying that he's a battered husband because she made accusations that he hit her, and he's made accusations that she hit him, and it's a lot of back and forth. Like it's a very weird concoction of details that they both have on their side. So it's like trying to figure out, who's telling the truth, what's really what. So hopefully eventually get to the bottom of it.
But a lot of times, like with that stuff be going on, it be on both ends. Because, like you said, let somebody catch you off guard, you be like, pop, pop, you get this real quick.
Yeah, it's a lot of off guard situations that
So,
happen.
who
Unfortunately.
knows?
Yeah. Okay. What else we got? All right. Next up, Erica. You can tell she's lying by the way she's replying. She's stuttering.
Yeah, Erica, like I said, I was just like, what kind of stuff is going on?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy, man.
Like
It's
what
crazy. But
in
you
the
know what?
mess? And
What's
like I said,
crazy?
he's not taking it serious. He's just like, we're here.
Hmm. Hmm. Oh, but if this was a situation with quote unquote us, it would this man, please, they would be everywhere talking about this. Everywhere. Oh, these people. But I digress. All right, so what's up, girl? He seemed happy with Vanessa. What's her name? Paradise. Is that her name? I don't. I think that's her name. The name sounds familiar, but I don't know who she is. But he was happy with her. I think that's probably the woman he was with before Amber. Interesting. Definitely good in that trade man. So, the younger woman. See the trouble got him. Yeah. Yeah, she is younger, right? She's like, how old is Amber Heard? You guys know how old she is? Let me know in the comments how old Amber is.
But see, that's what I say. You see those tendencies, even if he like she was younger, you see tendencies. Like you just choose to ignore those red flags. And we talk about red flags now, like in 2022. But back
Mhm.
in the day, there were flags. We just didn't pay attention to them. And I'm sure he's seen some type of red flags.
Yeah, we often ignore red flags, man, because there's something else about that person that has us distracted, that has us in love with them and wanting to be around them. So definitely, I can see that happening to the best of them. But at some
Yeah,
point,
you
you
be
gotta
like,
let go.
well, oh, maybe, oh, he's so charming, or she's so charming. Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that the puppy love phase. Everybody go through
girl.
that. Let's see. Google says she's 36. Thank you, Monique. Get Google involved.
But
Get
if
Google
she's
involved.
36, she still should be like mature enough to be like not, running around on some shenanigans. Like, come on now.
Right, right. I mean, what did she have to drink? I just want to know what she said she was on so I can never drink that drink. If I have before, I'll never drink it again. Whatever she was on that made her poop in that man's side of the bed, I just don't get it. I don't know.
No, but Corey, it's some devious people out here. Like, I have. I ain't gonna. I don't even want to call. She's a sweetheart, Corey, and
Hmm.
she says that we're friends. But she had a roommate, and somehow her roommate fell out or something, and she went to the pet store. So now listen to this. She went to the pet store, bought a whole bunch of white mice,
Hmm.
and took them to the apartment and let them out. Why would you do that? So you went and purchased mice. So I told her, I said, I don't ever want to be on your bad side.
Not at
Who
all.
does that? You went,
Not at all.
so now you in your car with mice
Yeah.
and took
Yeah.
them to the person's apartment that y'all fell out and just let them out. So now she running around here trying to get these little pet mice out. But yeah, you just gotta. People are strange, Corey. So you might just don't be around them type of people. But there are people that have weird stuff that they do.
Yeah. It's a very thin line between being petty and having mental issues. It's a thin line because some people like, I'm about to be real petty, but for your mind to go certain places to allow you to do certain things,
That's
it's, you're a bit past petty.
That's
You're
what
on the
I
brink
told her. I said,
of
I love
psychotic
you,
break.
dear, but I don't ever want to fall out with you because I don't want to come in and you done cut my tires or took the the lock off my tire and
It
I'm
is
driving down the street.
crazy.
I don't know. I love you. Let's just stay cool. But yeah, some people are just, like you said, that's not petty. That's you need to go get some help.
Yeah, definitely. All right, what else we got, Mr. Sosa? You said something just like a Will Smith. Asked of how life would be if they stayed with their exes. Good point. All right, bro. She was recorded and she confessed to whipping his butt. Excuse me. She struck him repeatedly, not hitting repeatedly. Struck. I never knew that there was a difference. LOL. Her words. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. When you strike somebody, it sounds like a little bit of a bigger level than just hitting somebody. That can be a hit, but for you to strike, that means you strike with intent to lay somebody out. So I
God,
definitely get that.
it sounds like they just need to consider this a blessing and just part ways.
Yeah,
Like figure out whatever it is. Usually it's money, so figure out how much you're gonna give her and how much you keep, and just go on about your lives because
yeah,
it's not like y'all just need to part ways and never see each other again.
absolutely. Because at this point, you're just embarrassing yourself more and more each day. So to stop the embarrassment, hey, let's just 50-50 split. Let's just go.
And
Let's,
someone else mentioned about the Will and Jada. Like sometimes people would stay together for the money. You be like, okay, you got a whole lot of money. Just go ahead and let that person have it for a peace of mind. Sometimes you gotta take that L just to have a peace of mind, but you
mhm.
sometimes it's just too much. It's like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It can be too much, man. All right, you guys, we're gonna move on to our next topic. Now, this topic, this happened last week. Like I said, there's been some things going on. While Corey versus Kill was not on the air, so we want to just do a little backtrack and give you guys our input on it. So the whole thing with Kevin Samuels. So those of you who listen to us or watch us, I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with Kevin Samuels. So the death of Kevin Samuels came as quite a shock to a lot of people. However, there was also a demographic of people who were celebrating his death. There were people who were mourning his death. So I'm not going to ask you if you celebrate it or not, kid, but do you feel one way or the other when it comes to that? His passing.
so I'm never gonna celebrate anyone's death, no matter who it was. You could be
Right.
wrong. It's all outdoors because again, at the end of the day, hopefully you got your life right with God. Um, like with the thing, I think we take too much of listening to these people on YouTube or people whatever, and you putting people on these high standards, and we get our little feelings hurt, about what he said or what she said. Kevin Samuels really was always irrelevant in my life. Like, okay, whatever he's saying is irrelevant.
Mhm.
Because again, people are human, people fall, people make mistakes. So people want to say who made him the judge and jury? Why so many like people, women hated him? Like, oh, he deserved this. Well, why? Why do you care?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point, man. The power to ignore, a lot of people don't take in that power. We all have the power to ignore some people's responses, some people's statements, reactions. We have that power to do that, but we don't take that into account. Like you just said, he was irrelevant to you. You know, it was someone that you followed. You didn't even think twice about him. You know, because you were ignoring his statement because you feel like they didn't apply to you, right? So if they don't apply to you, don't give you that energy. Some things don't need your energy. You know, um, I will say this though. I say it came as a shock because he had just did a live, I think, the day before, and I clicked on that live after I heard the news to see like if he was ailing or, you know, going through some stumbling somewhere, but he seemed to be fine. You know, there's a lot of allegations out there as far as what caused his death. A lot of people saying it was drugs. Some people saying, you know, just a straight up heart attack. But news had let out that it was a young lady who actually made the call to 911. And when she made the call to 911, uh, she's actually a nurse. You know, so to me, I personally feel there's a possibility of some foul play there. Um, just the mere fact that it was a nurse, someone who knows what can cause arrhythmia, what can cause heart attacks. Um, for her to have that knowledge, that's something that you got to throw into the equation as well. Um, there are a lot of women out there who are pretty, who could possibly try to set him up, you know, just play along, play the game, and then end up setting him up to die, you know. So a lot of those situations are going with that. But him as a person, you know, he has his opinion like everyone else has their opinion. Did I agree with them? No, not all of them. There were some things that he said that I can see where he was trying to go, but he just never would arrive there. It'll always be something that was disrespectful to women. And what I didn't like about him, I spoke about this on other platform as well. What I didn't like was the fact that, you know, he would have women on this platform, but wouldn't allow them to speak. So, you know, not allowing someone to speak and you're trying to prove your point. If you're trying to prove a point and you believe in your point, then allow that person to argue their side, you know, respectfully. If you still believe in your point, you should be able to respectfully and honestly give your side, your version of it too. So, but
But
yeah,
again, I think we like give too many people too much power. And I always say that even when you go to church, people be devastated when, a pastor fall or something happen. Listen, we are all human. And then you put these people up on these pedestals and think that they, know all, be all. Like I said, my grandma always say, chew the meat, spit out the bones. And then they
mhm,
everybody say that. So you can get something even from like a crazy person. Like y'all know I be talking to all kind of people. You like, why is she over there talking to? When I was talking to Corey, I was talking about I needed a prostitute. He's like, you know her name? Yeah, she was needed a prostitute. But she gave me some,
yeah,
some gems. Whether like the average person wouldn't have probably talked to her, but she wasn't always a prostitute, and she was like kicking some real stuff. And I was like, okay,
yeah,
chew the meat, spit out the bones, and I walk away with something. So we just gotta learn how to stop giving people so much power over us. Just listen. You don't have to agree with everything, and then just
mhm,
keep it moving.
yeah. Do you think someone's going to try to come in and try to replace
Absolutely. Well, you
him?
know these YouTube streets are treacherous. I'm like, listen, I be over here trying to mind my business, and I had a couple people beefing with me, and I'm like, I don't even be really doing nothing. So you know it's gonna be somebody that's gonna come in and try to take that position. Somebody right now already putting their team together.
Putting a team together. Matter of fact, hiring Kevin's old team.
Say that.
They know exactly what to do and how to do it. So I wouldn't doubt that for happening. I had this discussion with a couple of friends, a couple of people I know offline, and um, the discussion comes around, you know, as far as who's going to take over, who's going to try to take over. A lot of people say someone young may try to take over. Someone in their 20s, late 20s, early 30s may try to jump in there and be that guy. Some people say some guy who's a lawyer. I forgot his name. I think his name is the lawyer or the lead attorney. I think that's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Lead attorney will probably try to take over his spot. But the thing about it, man, it's like we gotta build bridges. you know, and that's something that I don't think that Cass was doing, you know, and we
So
need more of it.
let me do a PSA.
All right.
YouTube is not gonna save your life. Some of us need more than YouTube. Some people would spend hours and hours thinking that they gonna fix their life on YouTube. This is not a Yana fix my life. Even with watching that, people be like, "Oh, I watched Yana 3 episodes in a row. She fixed my life." No, she didn't. It's deeper than that, boo. Some pieces you could take, but you probably need to sit on somebody's couch. So at the end of the day, I think they just put too much power again. I'm just gonna keep saying that too much power into people. It's cool to have a podcast. It's cool to have YouTube channels, but you really need to deal with yourself individually.
Yeah, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just now joining us, we're actually talking about Kevin Samuels, the passing of Kevin Samuels. This took place when we weren't on the air. So we just wanted to go in and just give our take or our 2 cents on the whole situation when it comes to that. So I want to see what you guys have been talking about in this comments. Um, thought the
You
same thing.
replay.
Yeah, thought the same thing. Foul play, perhaps, and apparently he died on top of her. Wow, that's the way to go. Um, yeah, yeah,
Color purple, Harpo.
kind of Harpo, right? So, with that being said, man, yeah, that's one way to go. That was something that was in the news too. Is speculation or whatever the case is. We don't really know if that's really the thing, unless we do, because I haven't heard anything about it. I haven't heard that it was absolutely that's how he passed. But but yeah, I think that that foul play is definitely not out of the
But
talks, not out of the
that's
equation.
another thing to add. Like you said, if you with somebody you ain't got no business being with, that's why, as a man, especially when you get power, people want to be around you because you have power. So
Mhm.
then that's when you have to be careful with the circle you keep. Corey mentioned earlier that he went on a trip, he with 10 people, but you go with those people that you trust. You don't just go anywhere with people you don't trust because anything, people can set you up. It's a whole bunch of stuff that can happen. So, hopefully men are paying attention that you shouldn't be in a room with some random girl from the strip club or whatever you matter. Be careful who you link up with.
Okay. Okay. All right, let me hit some of these comments and see. Um, all right, Terrell, you say you definitely sad of the passing, as you feel it's wrong for celebrating someone's death who's done nothing wrong to anyone or taken anyone's life, never stole or put berries up for others to gain. Okay, now Terrell, definitely thank you for coming on. We appreciate you viewing. But the statement of he's done nothing wrong, I have to disagree with that. I do think that Kevin did a lot of things that were wrong, and I'm trying to tread lightly because I'm not the type of person who speaks ill of the dead. But the statement he's done nothing wrong, that is part of the reason why a lot of people, well, I'm not going to say a lot of people, there is a group of people, category of people that are celebrating his death because they feel like he's done them wrong. And who can deny someone's personal feelings? Like someone really feels that he wronged them, you got to listen to that conversation. You know what I'm saying? You got to listen to what that person is saying. Someone feels someone made them happy, you got to listen to what they're saying as well. So how someone feels is completely up to them. We can't tell someone how to feel, but the statement of he's done nothing wrong to anyone, he's hurt a lot of women. That I do know. The words that he spoke hurt a lot of women. And a lot of people want to say that words don't hurt. Words can definitely hurt. Everything does start off with words. As I mentioned, like I said, another platform. All right, so let's
And
see
I
what
just get like kind of like what I be saying. More people should be like Kia, but they not. Because like I said, I turn somebody off in a minute. If I'm watching TV and this stuff you said something crazy, I'd be like, oh. And then Corey say something. I'm like, Corey, no, we're not about to fight today. Like,
not
we
today.
women have to learn how to, or people in general have to learn how to walk away when stuff just don't does not fit in line. Like I said, I didn't pay attention to Kevin Samuels, but again, I think the main thing is that he's dead, and we should not, and no one shouldn't be just saying good that he's passed on. Because again, we should be praying for his family. He has, didn't he have a daughter? He has a mom. that's the main thing that's at play now, that we should be praying for his family, the well-being.
Yeah. And I think Monique makes a very good point here as well. She said he was arguing with her the night before on live. I need them to do a full investigation. Now, see, this is the thing as well. My own personal opinion, I do feel that a lot of those women who came to be on Kevin's page, IG, or if it was on YouTube, a lot of them were paid. Some of those people,
Mm.
some of those women, I think they were paid or asked to come on there and do something like that. And it wouldn't be far fetched for that to take place, because if women aren't coming onto his platform and bringing, for him to bring negativity towards, then where is the atmosphere for the show? You have to ask yourself that. What made him famous was the fact that he was tearing black women down, point blank. It wasn't his advice to men. It wasn't his colognes. It wasn't him telling you how to dress, how to style. That's not what made him famous. What made him famous was how he would try to tear down the black woman. So, with that being said, who does he need to come on? Black women. So, hey, come on to the show.
So
Go
how
ahead,
many
kid.
followers did he have? Because, like I said, he had some followers, so like they
Yeah,
were following. I'm like,
yeah,
so somebody
yeah.
was paying like what he was saying, whether it was
It's true.
controversial or what. I was like, well, he had the followers.
That's true. And I think they said the majority of followers were women. Women. But not everyone wants to be on camera. Not everyone wants to be embarrassed. I'm pretty sure common sense is still out there for a lot of people. They understand that getting on screen with him, you're going to be embarrassed. So that's why I say that some of it, I'm not saying all of it, but I say some of it could have been um, kind of produced. All right, we'll go to another one.
Um,
Let's see. The lead attorney is the best replacement. I have never seen one lead attorney video, so I don't know. Oh, you did that one already. All right, Terrell. So I follow with the comment regarding his messaging. Okay, okay, all right. Trey Matt. I guess I'm like here. Then I will change the channel with the quickness. Yeah. See, kid, you're not alone. Trey Matt
well,
just
I'm
gave you
just
some part.
saying, you have the ability to choose what you take in, and that's with anything. Like what music you listen to, what you watch, you have the choice to take in what you want to take in. And I don't take in like stuff that I'm like, this ain't for me.
Exactly. Like I said, the power to ignore. This was a good convo and debate right here. Yeah, Terrell, I agree, man. It's we always welcome good
So
conversation
shout
back and
out to
forth.
Terrell. He has the
Yeah.
Get Right podcast. Shout out to
Okay. Dope. All right, Monique, you said Kevin tore everyone down. Equal opportunities. He tore them down to build them up. Sorry, I'm a bit brainwashed. Yeah. we gonna get you back. We won't get you back right, though, Monique. Don't worry about it. We will get you back right. Um, but the building back up, where I don't see where that took place. I saw the tearing down, but didn't see the building back up. So you guys, running short on time now, so I do want to talk about our final topic for tonight, which is about how do we get back to building the family in the household, right? Building love in the households. Because there is some type of um, there's a little bit of despair in a sense when it comes to love in the community and family in the community. So I want to talk about that for a minute, like, and I want you guys to tell me in the audience how you guys feel when it comes to how men look at women, how women look at men, and the respect factor, the support factor. Do you think that black women support men? Do you think men support women? Do you feel like the media is twisting things to make it seem like it's one way, trying to change narrative to another? So I'm just curious how you guys feel about that, and what do you feel, Kia?
Corey, we're gonna have to touch on this again because this is way longer than 10 minutes. Um, this is a real deep topic. Um, I'm gonna hold my black brothers accountable. I would prefer to marry a black man, but at a
Ooh.
certain age, your options, you have to keep your options open because again, that gap is it gets smaller. So again, you have to keep your options. So again, I would prefer a black man, but in the black community, um, y'all okay. So I just think the black man has to be held accountable, to take care of his black woman. I say this to say, like for me, and the most of the women that I talk to or the women that I hang out with, a black woman will ride till the wheels fall off with you. A black man, Corey, she will ride. She will ride. But if she's sensing that he's not riding with her, that's when you get the support is gone, and that's when he's saying, "Well, nobody supports me. I can't do this," and she does whatever. But normal women, they want a faithful, committed relationship. Women don't want to be running around here, doing all that, stuff. Now they do. Sometimes people, if you really dig deep, most of the women that's out here doing all that wild stuff, doing the implants and doing all that stuff to catch somebody, all that is superficial. If you really sit down and get to the root of that woman, the average woman wants to sit at home with her pajamas on and eat cookie dough, whatever she likes to do, or whatever, and be able to feel safe in that place. If I had someone that I could feel safe with, he would have the world. So most women that I hang around with, that's what they do until he start acting a fool. So again, it's that black man that has to take the lead in order for that woman to want to follow.
Okay. Okay. Now, you may not believe this, kid. You may just not believe this, but I agree with you. I agree with you. So my thing is this, right? So it's very easy for us to say that accountability is on both sides. There's some accountability women need to start taking. There's accountability men need to start taking. But it does start with the man. The man is supposed to be the leader. So you have to lead by example. You have to give the woman something to look at and be proud of. If you give the woman something to look at and be proud of, now you can start saying, "I need for you to get yourself together. I need you to stop wanting to be an IG model. I need for you to know that you're more than just your looks. I need for you to understand your value to me in this world." That is something that a man has to stand up. And when she looks at him and look at him proudly, she will listen to his words and what he's wanting from her. So at that point, it'd be somewhat of a power shift, and it's really not about necessarily the shifting of the power, but it is about leadership. So I won't say that every relationship should be the same with saying that the man should lead every relationship because some people aren't built that way. You have some men out here that's not really wanting to lead; they want the woman to lead. So, with that being said, if the woman is okay with it and they both agree on it, who are we to say that's wrong? So that's kind of how I feel when it comes to that. But as far as leadership goes, to me, I think that it does need to be one of those things that's discussed and understood of who will lead the relationship because without an identified leader, there's going to be bumps in the road. There's going to be, of course, there's bumps in the road anyway, but bumping heads in the relationship because there's no one giving the no one solid person that is moving in the direction of the relationship. What you
But
got,
let's
Kim?
go here. A powerful woman, when that love is real, she can lead that man behind the scenes and don't even have to be out there rah rah rah. Because again, when she supports that man behind the scenes, she is leading. She's just not out there in the front. So again, a woman is better in that role when she can trust her man when she feels safe. If she got to worry about like who he was out with last night, who she done got some text, all that extra stuff,
Mhm.
that's when she can't focus. But if that man is doing what he's supposed to do in his role, then she can lead in her role. She doesn't necessarily have to be out in the front. Because again, when women say that, like I said, they might want to, they're probably gonna be mad at Kia. But women, I get tired sometimes. If you have to be the lead all the time, you're at work and then you gotta come home and leave. You like, okay, I don't need
Yeah.
all that. so you can be like that quiet storm that Michelle
Yeah.
was. She was behind Obama. She wasn't out here like rah 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 rah.
Oh
You
yeah.
know,
And that's what partnership's all about. That's one thing to lead a relationship, and there's another thing to lead aspects within the relationship. And I think that's where a lot of women are very strong at and very good at doing. Like they said, the man is the provider. He brings the money home. The woman manages the home. She makes sure everything's good, makes sure everything's cool. That's her leadership role for a lot of people. Some people believe in gender roles. Some people don't believe in gender roles. Whichever one that you believe in, you find someone who's like minded. That's the biggest thing. Find someone who is like minded, whether you believe in it or don't. Because there's no right or wrong. It's just finding the right match. But but yeah, leadership needs to be established in the household. Who's going to lead? Who do you trust to lead? And what areas? Because you have men that are leaders in the household, but the women are the ones who lead with them bills. A woman can have $100 in the bank and have all her bills still on. You know what I'm saying? Everything's still on. You don't have nothing but a penny. So there are women who have that power to be able to do so.
and see, that's what I'm saying. But it's then that for me, like I said, if you give me that power to feel like I can lead you, I don't respect you no more. And that's like when y'all be saying the girls, they be talking crazy to the man, and you can just see how she be like whatever. Because if she feel like that she has that power over you, she's gonna run circles around you. And there has been men that I've ran circles around because I'm like,
Yeah,
we
but see,
equal. Okay, so whatever. And I didn't take that feminine energy to, whatever, because again, it was a different type of vibe. And I felt like you
mhm.
wasn't even a protector. So I'm like,
Yeah, and see that's the KEA energy. That's your energy when it comes to that. But there are a lot of women who have spent their whole lives being independent, spent their whole lives having to take care of their kids by themselves, spent their whole life having to make sure that utilities are on for their kids, for themselves, to keep themselves above water. So because they've been doing it their whole lives, it's programmed in them. There are a lot of women who say that they want a man who can take some of that stress off their shoulders so they can just go ahead and just be a good woman to their man and not have as much worry. But sometimes it's hard to flip that switch. I understand it's hard to flip that switch because you've been doing it your whole life. But you have to allow that man an opportunity to show you that he can lead at the same time. And you need to allow him to show you before you get married. Don't wait until you're married because if you don't like the way he leads, then you ready to go.
I
So
don't.
you got to experience that.
Like I
Well,
said, I've been, about that life my whole life,
mm,
but I know how to fall back. And like I said, but it's the right person. If, like I said, if you with somebody, and it's not even like in a romantic relationship. If I see you can't lead, I'm like, oh, I can't trust you. Okay, let me just, you on point. So again, when you see the man, like I said, you're watching, you're paying attention. So when you're like, okay, he got some leader characteristics. Okay, I see you. You're paying attention. Those instead of red flags, those are green flags. Like, okay, hmm,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
And then at that point, that wall goes down, and you're able to trust that man in certain situations. And the more he builds up that trust, the more you can trust. So I don't think it's hard when you just because you in the past been put in that situation.
I agree. I agree. Relationships are really all about mindset. If you go into a relationship feel like this is going to be hard, relationships are so tough. There's pee in the pool, which is that's a statement I'm so tired of hearing. People, we got to get something better than that. So if you're having a tough time in relationships, take a step back, analyze, see what some things you can do to make it better, see what some things you can look for in your potential future partner that you don't want to have or do want to have in your partner, and be able to make better decisions when it comes to who you want to be with. But don't go into any relationship feeling like, oh my goodness, it's going to be hard work. I'm so tired of being deadbeat men. I'm so tired of being deadbeat women. It becomes a negative cloud that's over your head, and you cannot progress with a negative cloud over your head. So you got to go into it with positivity, feeling that you can trust the person that you're with. Again, I wouldn't be in a relationship with anyone I couldn't trust. So that means around me, not around me, on girls trips, whatever the case is, I'm going to have to trust you, point blank. So because that's so important to me to be able to trust someone, I can't be involved with someone who I don't trust. So here, for men, you mentioned that men need to. Let me talk about this last one. There we'll go. You said that men need to step up in a way. I want you and ladies in the audience, you tell me as well. What does stepping up look like to you? What can be done? What can a man do to make you look at him with that pride, with that feeling like, man, this is my man, and you're proud to say that.
Mm. It's a way that a man can, say something to you and it's not like he's telling you, because everybody know that I have a problem with taking orders, but a man can say something so sexy that you be like, okay, he be like, well, this is what we're gonna do, blah 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 blah, and she's thinking in her head like, well, it does make sense. Go ahead, babe, do that, do that. So it's how he delivers it. Because again, that's also it's what we always talk about. That's why I say it's a whole nother. This is a whole nother show. It's like when you said that mental foreplay that leads up to it. So if he got her already like all in the his vibes, when he comes to her with something, she's more likely to be like, okay, because it makes sense. Now it can't be no shenanigans like, well, we gonna go, do this and something that's like not safe or good for her well-being, like maybe financially something. But if he comes to her in a positive way with that the right word choices, she's sold. Like I said, that's women. Women, we not really complicated, Corey.
No, you're not complicated.
Mm-mm.
You're not complicated until I ask you, what do you want to eat? That's when you're complicated. That's when you when I ask you what, and when you
No, but I'm
say,
just saying, like, if a man comes, like I said, but again, it leads up to it. You can't just come, like you got to build that trust. He can't now. No regular dude just can't come to KEA and say, "Hey, well, I want you to do X, Y, Z." But the right one can come and be like, "Well, this is what we about to do, da 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 da, this day." I'll be like, "Oh, okay, like that's fine. That's what we about to do." Okay.
I think that we as men, we're trying to find that. A lot of men try to find that lasting effect because there are a lot of women who look for the just the right now, or the what have you done for me lately? What have you done to impress me lately? Like, what that lasting effect is something that a lot of men are looking for. So, but ladies and gentlemen, I do want to say this: if you're just now joining us, if anyone you guys just tuning on, we're talking about the black family, black love, how to restore. We're talking about different ways to restore the black family, to restore black love, and the way we think about the black family and the way we think about black love. And if you feel like we just gave you a tip of the iceberg today, but if you feel like this should be a full live discussion, please drop hearts.
It
Drop hearts.
should,
Let us
yeah.
know.
Drop those purple blue hearts because I have so much to say on this topic. I was like, doing some reading on it or whatever. Because I was just like, at the end of the day, it's too many of us that's over 35 that's acting a plumb fool out here that need to grow up, mature.
Yeah.
We say we want relationships, but we're not moving like we want relationships. You're still moving like you're 22. You're still moving like you're, a young child. And a lot of this goes back to we have not addressed those issues from our childhoods or those childhood traumas. And now you're trying to, move into a full relationship and you fake it for a minute. And then eventually the truth is going to come out that you've been faking it. So a lot of people need to go get counseling. A lot of people need to go, do whatever they need to do to get to that place of being whole before they get into a relationship. So again, we're not going to make it go into midnight, but this is another whole other topic, Corey.
I don't know, man. The people have spoken. I don't see no hearts.
That's because
I
they
mean,
are. I don't know
I
what they
mean,
doing. They know they want to hear the whole
they
thing.
telling me they ain't trying to hear this no more. They don't care about the black love. They don't care about the black family. No, I'm just playing, guys. I'm just playing.
No, I think they
Mhm.
do because so many people say they do, but they just don't know how to go about it. And again, when
Exactly.
you meet another joker, like you meet somebody, and I like my friends, they like, okay, I thought he was cool, then he come on these shenanigans, then you're discouraged. But again, that's because people need to grow up. People need to mature. You're not if you're trying to move into the next level of life, what Trey said, rocking chair on the porch. You're not about to be on the rocking chair on the porch with nobody if you're not moving right. Who want to sit on the porch with you in your
Yeah.
regular ways?
Yeah. Yeah. True facts. True facts. Hey, man, you guys got Kia heated. Kia ready. She ready to talk
I
about it.
know.
This may be something we can bring back, man. I was thinking we could possibly bring it back next show, but I ain't said no hearts. I ain't said no hearts. I don't think we probably have to wait about a
Correct.
year or so.
They sleepy. They just miss us. Okay, just let us know you miss. Okay, okay, okay. Pose this. If y'all miss Corey and Kia, it's been 3 weeks. Go ahead and drop them purple and blue hearts. I know y'all missed us.
You hurt our feelings today. But yeah, man. So I mean, it's definitely been good being back, man. Get back into the swing of things when it comes to Corey versus Kia, man. Yeah, I did miss talking to you guys, miss clicking on the comments, reading your comments, seeing what you guys think, which is so important to both Kia and myself, man. We love interacting with you guys. So let me see if I missed something in the comment. Okay, so I'd like to at least get you guys comments, and I don't want you guys typing for nothing. Let me see. All right, General. Okay, okay, Monique, I hear you. Let's see. Um, just be a genuinely good person. Okay, and know what I want to eat. That's impossible. That part is impossible. Knowing what you want to eat is
Boy, but
impossible.
y'all don't even know what y'all be want to eat. So come on
We
now,
do.
stop it.
We,
That's
we
why I didn't
do.
eat today, really, because I didn't couldn't think, but I didn't bother nobody. I was just like, I'm tired of eating everything. So
I think what's funny for me is that if I ask what you want to eat, and you say you don't know, or if you say nothing, or if you say it doesn't matter, that it doesn't matter, then I come in the house with food that you're not in the mood to eat, and you're frowning at the food. That's what gets me bored. You know what I'm saying? Like, say what you want. If you don't want something, let me know what you don't want. Maybe I should frame it that way.
it's not that serious. Like I said, DoorDash is my friend. So if you come in with something that I don't want to eat, I know how to order DoorDash. So anybody is like,
Okay, keep that energy now. Mr. Right come around, yeah, he's gonna go back and look at these videos. All right, so Trey Mack, to Corey's point, there should never be pee in the pool. I agree. You know you was getting into that pool. You knew that your chlorine was in that pool. If you got to pee, get out, fix yourself, get back in. I agree. Well said, Trey Mack. What is one? Okay.
oh, he said, well, mythology and metaphors I just dropped was crazy. Now that Mike drops.
Oh, okay. He gave himself props. Yeah, I have to wait on us.
Yeah, but I
Yes,
just
sir.
want to.
Go ahead.
No, I go with what Rhonda said with about the black love. Communication is a start. Dedication, respect. Yeah, like if you respect, it's the trust. Like trust is big. What you said, trust is big. When you can trust somebody, no matter where it is, even if it's at the workplace, when you have that trust, that goes a long way. So
Yeah.
nobody's
Yeah.
not gonna work or nobody's not gonna be feeling safe if they can't trust the people who they're around.
I think in one of the near future shows, kid, we need to talk about communication, how to identify effective communication, what it looks like. I think a lot of people could get some benefit from that too. I think that'll be a good discussion. Everybody knows communication is key to a relationship, but being able to identify what's good communication, what's not good communication, I think that's something that we need to really talk about. All right, you guys, it's been real. It's been another great episode of Corey versus Kid. It's your boy Corey Black.
It's your girl Kia Simone.
Hey, all of our information is in the description. Please follow, love, like, subscribe to the Call Side channel. And we will definitely see you guys next Wednesday. Same time, same place. We out.
Bye.